Good morning, I'm Dr. Chan, Dean of Admissions here at the University of Utah School of Medicine. Today I'm excited to talk to you about research, a very important part of your application to medical school. So first of all, what is it? Well, research is the involvement in a scholarly or scientific hypothesis investigation that is supervised by someone with verifiable credentials. Essentially, you're trying to figure something out. Why does the sun rise? Why does the moon fall? Those type of questions, all right? Why is this important? Research is the foundation of medical knowledge. Everything that we do today is based on evidence-based medicine. We consider participation research to be an important part of preparation for medical school. Physicians depend on medical literature to remain current in their fields. This is very true for me. I'm a child psychiatrist. I graduated residency many years ago. We get this journal called the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatrists Medical Research Journal. However, it's orange and everyone calls it the Orange Journal. It's just a little bit easier, okay? So since I graduated so many years ago, I get this monthly journal with the latest research telling me about the breakthroughs in medications or procedures or different therapies. So it's up to me to stay current and involved because if a new research comes out, if a new medication comes out, it's up to me to determine, am I going to change the way I practice medicine? And then most physicians participate in research at some point in their careers. So what do we recommend? To be a very competitive applicant to our medical school, at the very minimum, you should do some type of research project as part of a class. You should test a hypothesis and receive a grade. However, to be stronger, you need to engage hypothesis-based research, but do it more independently. These research projects don't necessarily have to be in the hard sciences. It does look slightly better if you do, but people get into medical school all the time who do research in psychology, marketing, business, things like that. Again, our medical students do research. They do a lot of research. That's one of the things we're very proud of. The research helps them, we feel, to be better medical students, to be better physicians, but also, coincidentally, helps them do better in the match when they start applying for residency programs. So here's my tip. If you're listening to this at home and you're thinking like, oh, Dr. Chan, I just don't know about research. I don't know how I even get started. Let me tell you how. So sometimes when I start saying research, people start thinking about science fairs they did back in junior high. That's where you come up with your own project, you design it, you create it, and you do it all by yourself. Now, there are some people out there, and I think they're amazing, that can do that on an undergrad level. That's pretty rare. The vast majority of people, in your shoes, as an applicant to med school, join a research lab in college. So the way it works is, think about your favorite professor right now, or a favorite professor you've had in the past year or two, right? Someone popped into your mind. I am pretty sure that professor is doing some type of research project. Shoot them an email, visit them during office hours, let them know you want to be involved. They will say, hey, okay, you want to learn more about, this field? Here's a couple articles I want you to read, and our next research meeting is 2 weeks on Wednesday, 8 o'clock at night. Please come. You'll be surprised how many undergrads, how many applicants to med school never show up to that first meeting. They blow it off, or they don't read those assigned readings. The key, though, to getting your foot in the door is you go to that first meeting well prepared. You show them that you're reliable, you're dependable. You do that for a few months. Even if this professor of yours is doing a project that you're not really interested in, you get to be around this favorite professor, right? The way it works is you show them you're reliable, dependable. They will pull you aside after a few months and say, okay, going back to my example, Jack or Jill, Jack, I really appreciate you spending time in my research lab. What do you really want to do? And then Jack could say, oh, you mentioned that I want to do more work with DNA. And the professor may say, oh, that's interesting, because my colleague down the hallway is going to open up a new lab next week, examining DNA. I'll put in a good word for you. That's how it works, all right? So think about your favorite professor. Don't be afraid to approach them. Show them you're reliable, dependable, be engaged, and that will open more and more doors. So that was my presentation on research, a very important part of a medical school application. I hope you learned something from it. I look forward to seeing your applications. Thank you.